Hey everyone, welcome back to Legend of Zelda Twilight Princess 3 Heart Run. This is Eesgooshee.
This is Double Snop-a-Lot.
And you know what would really, really suck? Falling into a bottomless pit.
I hope you never do that.
Like, a literal bottomless pit. Not one where you fall and then you hit the ground and die. But one where you're falling forever until you starve to death.
Or, another possibility is you're just excited enough until you can't breathe anymore. Or their air pressure. How would air pressure work in that situation?
Yeah, good point. If it's bottomless.
Would there even be gravity in a bottomless pit?
By the way, I messed up there. I went back to the ones that I was just on instead of going forward.
Would the air ever become dense enough that it forms a ground-like thing, or... No.
Jupiter has mass, but no solid ground.
Yeah. It would just eventually become fire because of all the friction from the pressure. So you'd be falling through a bottomless pit through fire.
I don't think you would accelerate fast enough that you wouldn't be able to breathe, though, because there's terminal velocity.
Yeah.
I like this room. This room's pretty cool.
I agree. For some reason, it reminds me of Portal. That one room where if you play it on difficult, or whatever the harder difficulty thing is, you have to go through a series of ascending towers, and once you use one, it starts to fall.
Oh yeah, I think that was like the second to last.
Yeah.
One.
It's a really cool room.
It was.
You know, it's a really cool room. The entire Portal 2.
How do we know it hasn't been released yet?
Because it's by Valve. Actually, I shouldn't say that because it could just be as good as
as what?
Left 4 Dead 2, in which case it'd be good, but not like, holy crap, this is the best thing ever good, like most of their games are.
I call it more than good, but I agree that it's not holy crap, it's the best thing ever good. I'd say it's at least great.
It is great. It's
like,
less...
Like Nate the Great.
It's less of an improvement from, like, Super Smash Brothers to Brawl, though. Or...
You mean Melee to Brawl?
Or no, Super Smash Brothers to Melee. There we go.
Oh, that was a huge improvement.
Yeah, so it's not that much of an improvement as, like, the original to the sequel.
That is one of the most improved sequels I've ever played.
Mass Effect 2.
Well, I love the original Mass Effect, so...
But... the second one changed, like, as much as it had to stay fresh and awesome. Unlike Dead Space 2, which is the same game.
Melee...
So far, I haven't finished it yet.
Oh. Melee is one of the most improved sequels I've ever played. Halo 2, because I really did not like Halo 1 at all. Assassin's Creed 2. You know how much I hated the original Assassin's Creed.
You shouldn't hate it.
Well, okay, I didn't hate it. I just didn't like it.
It's innovative and fun.
One of those is right.
If you count them as one object because you put parentheses around them.
No. It was innovative.
You don't like shanking people?
Combat was super repetitive, as was the mission structure.
Don't get into combat, just stealth around.
Well, then the mission structure was extremely repetitive.
Don't do...
And why do I need to sit on a bench and listen to people?
Immersion?
Yeah, but if it was immersive, you'd think they would have separate people gather intelligence, and...
You can't trust them.
Other people are the muscle.
Staffing issues.
Do you really think Gavrilo Princip sat around listening to people's conversations and pickpocketing them before starting World War I?
He wasn't demoted to the starting rank in a massive plot hole at the beginning.
I don't know. I
that somehow made him forget all of his skills.
I was not as enamored with Assassin's Creed 1 as apparently the entire rest of the world.
I think the rest of the internet at least hates it.
Game Trailers gave it a 9.0.
I think
but then again, they're really stupid with their ratings.
That was one of their...
Also, it took me a while to find the grading on that one there. talking about Twilight Princess now. I was searching around for a grating on the wall. And then, Resident Evil 4 was a pretty big improvement. I don't know what else is there. I guess... Well, a lot of people still say that the first one's best. I think We Love Katamari is better than Katamari Damacy.
They have their different virtues.
But, I guess technically Red Dead Redemption is one of the most improved sequels I've ever played. I haven't played the original, but from what I hear about the original, and from how amazing Redemption was. Also, there's a mini-boss for the first dungeon, for some reason. Actually, now that I think of it, they reused a lot of enemies from the first dungeon. Because there's that guy, the Deku-like. There's the tile worms. And then there's the Deku Babas. Those weren't in any of the other dungeons that I remember.
So what you're saying is, back when the city was still on the ground, hundreds of years ago...
Also, right here, I spent about 2.5 minutes trying to no-scope this case.
Hundreds of years ago, when the city was on the ground.
It was the Forest Temple?
Yep.
I swear I have hit that case in the past without locking on. But this time I just gave up. I swear I have done it. And then I fast forward through this too. This is probably the dungeon that I fast forward the most through. Because there's a lot of vines and then there's some other stuff later on that you'll see that takes a long time.
Silent Hill 2.
Well, apparently the first one's really good.
It's good in different ways.
Have you played the first one?
No.
Ah!
I know the enemies are supposed to be more interesting than the second one.
Enemies were plenty interesting in the second one.
No, they're supposed to be more interesting in the second one.
Oh. Okay. There's another Dynalphos down there. I don't like him. Go around! And, oh man, I messed this up, so I have to wait forever.
Oh, this maze screwed me up.
Yeah, this is another thing that I fast forward a lot through. If you can grab onto that, the Peahat right away, you can get through this first part really quickly. And even if you grab this soon enough here, like if I wouldn't have missed that last time, I'd be able to reach the Peahat way over there. But no. Yeah, you can see me shaking around the controller in frustration. Doop-a-doo. There's actually a Peahat that you can ride out. Like, it's behind me now. There's that big hole in the wall. You can go out there, and there's a Poe out there. And here's the part where you have to adjust your height so that you fit through the wall. It's like that one American game show, Hole in the Wall, that was stolen from that one Japanese game show that everyone calls Human Tetris for some reason.
There's not 4 of them. Except when there is.
Well, the thing is that a wall comes at them and they have to fit through the opening. It's not like they're all falling on each other and trying to create rows.
And I don't think I've ever seen anyone. Sometimes even the wall fails and breaks.
This part here, you can actually sort of skip it, because basically what I'm trying to do is get to the second level of the tower in the middle of this area, and there's like one spot where if you're just in the right spot, and you aim at the exact right pixel, you can claw shot your way up to some vines. But I decided not to do that. I think if you go around the other way, around the tower, and climb across some vines and then go across on the tightrope, that takes you to the other Poe in this dungeon. I forgot where the pieces of heart are, but I don't give a shit. Yeah, you can see the Poe off in the distance there. I think I got pretty lucky in this room, actually. Because the wall pushed the Helmosaurus around. You can see the arrow pointing at him. So I didn't have to worry about either of them until the fan was turned off. And now I don't have to wear my heavy boots.
These guys are huge.
Yeah. But one jump strike will kill them. You get the boss key. I forgot, did they call it the big key or the boss key in this one?
Big
the
key.
Big key!
You're probably just reaching in the hole and pick it with your hands.
Yeah, but then it'll turn out like that one scene in The Mummy Returns.
Oh, yeah.
Or it might turn out like that one scene in Silent Hill 2 where nothing happens. Alright, so I know this isn't very much of a walkthrough, like I said, but this is very important. If you haven't played the game before and you're actually using this as a walkthrough, this part is super important. Right here, don't drop down, because you need to grab that. If you do drop down, you need to go all the way back around, and you won't like it. That's the end of the video.
Bye.
Bye.